my plan to dismantle the deep state and reclaim our democracy from Washington corruption. The departments and agencies that have been weaponized will be completely overhauled.
All right, so I went down a rabbit hole, and guys, it's deep. You ever get that feeling that no matter who's in charge, the left or the right, some things never actually change? Policies shift a little, headlines get dramatic, but the big world decisions, they kind of seem off limits. Turns out there's a reason for that, and it has a name: the deep state. A network of unelected power, spies, bureaucrats, financial elites that operates behind the scenes. They don't need your vote to keep running things. And trust me, they've been very busy. But how did this all start? And how much control do they actually have? Let's find out together. The birth of the deep state. Okay, picture this. It's 1942. The world's on fire. Countries are spying, sabotaging, and manipulating their way through World War II. The US, late to the espionage game. So they create something called the Office of Strategic Services, or the OSS. Basically America's first official spy agency. And leading the charge, William Wild Bill Donovan, a guy who threw wild parties in Georgetown and helped invent modern intelligence operations at the same time. The OSS ran secret missions, influenced elections, and built global spy networks. And when the war ended, President Harry Truman was like, yeah, this is way too much power for one agency. Shut it down. But here's the thing. You can't just uninvent a secret spy network. Instead of disappearing, it evolved. In 1947, the OSS was reborn as the CIA, and that's when things really took off. The CIA becomes a global power. So the Cold War kicks in, and suddenly, the US needs to stop communism by any means necessary. And the CIA, well, they take that very seriously. They don't just collect intelligence, they pull the strings of entire countries. Like in 1953 in Iran, Operation Ajax. The CIA overthrows Iran's prime minister and installs a pro-US Shah. 1961, Congo. They kinda help assassinate Prime Minister Patrice Lumumba. And in 1973 in Chile, they overthrow President Salvador Allende and install a military dictatorship. But here's the part that hit me. It wasn't just other countries. The CIA was pulling strings inside the US too. Controlling the narrative. Okay, this is where it gets straight up movie villain level. In the 1970s, the US government finally decides to investigate intelligence agencies. What they find? Terrifying. Operation Mockingbird. The CIA planted agents inside the US media to control news coverage.
We had been contacted by the CIA's
and MKUltra. They dosed unsuspecting people with LSD to study mind control. And COINTELPRO and Operation Chaos. They spied on activists, journalists, and even members of Congress. That's when it hit me. The CIA wasn't just protecting democracy. They were managing the entire narrative. And when people started asking too many questions, well, the presidents who crossed the deep state. Ever notice how certain presidents who challenge intelligence agencies seem to have really bad luck? Like JFK in 1963, he wanted to splinter the CIA into 1,000 pieces. Assassinated. Nixon, 1970s, started questioning intelligence operations. Watergate scandal. Resigned. Trump, 2016, openly fought the intelligence community, faced constant leaks, investigations, impeachment, and assassination attempts. Now, I'm not saying the deep state did all that, but let's be real, this pattern is wild. The deep state in the 21st century. All right, fast forward to now. The deep state isn't just spies and secret ops anymore. Technology changed the game. After 9/11, the US passed the Patriot Act, letting the government spy on everyone for security, of course. Then Edward Snowden drops the bombshell. The NSA is tracking basically everything you do online. And now, with AI and hacking, things are next level. AI-powered surveillance tracks protests and political movements. Intelligence agencies influence social media algorithms to control information. Governments can fabricate evidence using deepfake tech. Basically, the tools they used against foreign enemies, now being used on us. Can the deep state be stopped? So here's the big question. Can we do anything about it? Well, here's the good news. The deep state operates in secrecy, and secrecy only works if no one's paying attention. But history shows that the truth always has a way of coming out. The real question is, do people care enough to fight for it? Because the deep state exists, not because they have power, but because we let them keep it. So what do you guys think? Is the deep state real? How deep does it go? Drop a comment. I want to know if we're all seeing the same thing. And don't forget to like and share this video to keep the conversation going. I'll see you on the next one.